know, again, though, good end to that sentence, because it's looking inwardly. It's knowing who you are, what your role is in each of those situations and how far that role should go and where that line should draw to get further help in, support, put it on somebody else, whatever needs to happen.
Yeah.
Because if you do try and do all the things, it's going to end in tears. Like we hear back from our clients all the time, or prospective clients or people in our community all the time about, we've got to the point where we're broken. We're on the edge of the cliff. Like it's either make or break. Like I'm teetering on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
How has it got to that point is what we need to ask ourselves, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's that awareness that we all have the power to choose.
And change the situation.
Choose and change. Like it.
Yeah.
So with that then, I think when we're looking at it from running our businesses, it comes back to this thing that we say all the time. How can you detach yourself from your business so that you personally are not the business? However, that doesn't mean you love that business any less. Doesn't mean you love your clients any less. In fact, by detaching, I would argue that business is going to thrive. Your clients are going to thrive. Your clients are no longer going to piss you off because you have detached yourself from that business.
Yeah.
So you can actually give more of yourself.
Yeah.
But in a way that's not going to kill you.
Yeah. And it's that overgiving, but in a way where it works for the business and works for you and not because you are feeling like you have to do it. Like the only way it's going to work is if I stay at somebody's house for 3 hours instead of 1. Mm-hmm. But we were actually having a little chat about boundaries in that way of going like, it's actually potentially going to impact somebody if you over deliver.
Yeah.
Because they might have other commitments they need to get to. They might not want to be rude and you're there for like a lot longer than you should be. Or you're overloading information that an hour session is just enough for somebody to kind of receive that information, and anything more than that, you think you're doing the right thing by giving a bit more, could be too much.
Yeah.
So it's like if we have the business only offers this hour session because this is the best thing for that client, it's the best thing for you, and you are the facilitator of that part of how the business runs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where you can sort of blur the lines and keep them separate at the same time.
It's true. Like I would be lying now if I said I still don't do that.
It's hard
with our one-to-one
stop
clients, and actually even in the group, we was having this conversation the other day actually, where in one of our group cohorts we did, at some point now, many months ago, we were going through some content and there were loads of questions and the group was really engaged and it was a great conversation. And then I looked at the time and I was like, shit, like these have gone over by about 40 minutes in some cases. And it was already a 90-minute block in some of those cases. I was like, this is not good. But at the time, nobody said anything. I was like, everyone seemed really happy, like everyone was engaged. I'm not happy that I've allowed that to happen, but also, okay, everybody got what they needed out of it, so I'm happy. And then 6 months later, we're having this conversation, and one of those clients actually they stayed on that program, and we were having a conversation, and she openly admitted that she really struggled when those went over because she was hungry, they were late at night, she'd switched off, and actually it kind of dampened the experience. I was like, yeah, I would agree with you.
Yeah. We both read it and went, yeah, we totally get it.
Yeah. And I was like,
bad.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to own that's on us. We shouldn't have allowed that to happen. And it was that reminder of, because we were talking about how we do it in dog training. Like, I don't know a dog trainer that doesn't do this. Yeah. They do that over delivery and they do that over delivery. But at what cost? And again, I have stayed at clients' houses about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I have.
It's ridiculous in the grand scheme of things, isn't it? It's like you almost tell yourself, going, like maybe they're retired or they're not working or whatever it is, and they were offering you another cup of tea and all that. And I was like, but you forget, certainly in the UK, it's a very British culture to not kick somebody out.
Yeah.
To not go, right, you've kind of done your time now, off you go.
And you're probably actually going, I could do with getting home now. I
Yeah.
could do with like getting ready to go to my next appointment now. I am going to now have to, but I've been there where I've now only got like 15 minutes to get to somewhere that takes
it's that
25
knock-on
minutes to get
effect,
to.
Then you're
But
messaging them going, you're going to be late. And then you
Yeah.
feel guilty that you're late. So you try and add on the extra 15, 20 minutes there. That still baffles me as well, to be honest, because I'm like, it shouldn't matter that you turned up late. You don't add that time onto the end of the session because they've got stuff to do,
Yeah.
but we do it.
We presume that it's okay though.
Yeah.
don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
We've
this
even
is-
done it recently. Like when we're taking the dogs out for the day and we're like, oh, we got there 15 minutes late. We'll drop them back later.
Go back 50 minutes later, yeah.
It's like, well, how do we know they're not going out?
Yeah.
They need the dogs back.
Yeah. But yeah, and of course, as soon as you set that precedent, people are going to maybe assume that's what always happens.
Mhm.
And the people it doesn't affect are going to go, oh, they're always going to do an hour and a half because that's what they do. And it's
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah. So by detaching yourself and looking at it from that business bit, you almost look at it through a different layer of professionalism, I think. I don't think, I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to own that a bit more.
Yeah.
I know full well you will look at it and go, actually. So again, like when we received that feedback about us over giving on that live call, the group one, I could have taken that really personally.
But we knew it was.
But I was like, actually, no.
It was good feedback for us.
It's right. It's like we knew it anyway.
Yeah.
Because
Confirmed.
the business shouldn't operate like that. Like everyone's time is so precious. And I think we forget that. I think our brains typically lean in on they've spent money and that's the value.
Yeah.
You're almost trying to make the money the valuable part.
But would you go to the dentist and expect to be there for
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
hour for a
Time is the
checkup?
valuable bit.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
The outcome and the time is the valuable bit.
I think when it comes to things like the dentist, you realise how they've got all these appointments one after the other, and we just know that, and we're like, well, we
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
overstep that mark because
Mm.
you know. Whereas, do we make that really clear that that's what's happening in our life?
Yeah.